Hello, welcome to GeekyHiJynx, Home of the Mischief Makers, and Happy New Year everyone! So 2021 is out the way, and what can I say, my first year on YouTube, I had such a good time. I started technically the end of 2020, but because of potentially COVID, potentially just good old fashioned flu, I was out for the count. I think I did Queen's Gambit and the trailer reaction for WandaVision, and I was out for the rest of December, so I started again fresh in January. And the madness began there. January was a funny one because when I started, obviously COVID was the year before, so a load of film productions got pushed behind, and I had nothing to review. And I love movies of all sorts, all kinds. I could talk about them all day long with everyone, which I have done over the last year. I hope to do so going forward. And there was no films, so I had to find a movie genre of some sort that I could talk about. And the one film that was coming out the most out of the bunch was horrors. And that's how I kind of got sucked into horror films. And I was watching all kinds of horrors that no one on this planet should ever watch. And I came across a streaming service you may have heard of called Shudder. And I have a love-hate relationship with Shudder because I love everything they do. And at the same time, they bring me nothing but misery. Yet I can't help but not enjoy talking to you about them, even if they're terrible, because even sometimes the bad reviews we all do, or if you don't have a YouTube channel and you're just watching because you want to, hello. But if you do have a YouTube channel and you do reviews, sometimes you can have fun ripping a film to shreds as well as praising them. So yeah, Shudders will always be there. But one thing I loved about this year, or last year should I say, was just the creative process, from learning mistakes, like learning more about myself and the direction I wanted to go with my channel. So things like my rating system started off very different at the beginning of the year and ended more about 5 out of 5 geeky coins. If you follow my channel, you know what I mean. From the thumbnails to the editing to the music choice, everything. And that's what's great about YouTube, because you get to grow as what rhymes with grow? Grow as you know. That's a terrible slogan, but essentially, come the end of the year, I kind of figured out the direction I wanted to take my channel into this year, because I was trying to figure things out. I kind of lost track of a lot of movies, tons of movies, films I would have watched in my sleep, but because of trying to work out what movies I was going to cover on the channel, I was mainly concentrating. I can speak English, I promise you. I was mainly concentrating on Shudder films, and I missed out on so many great films last year, like Tick Tick Boom, Venom vs Carnage. I know is not great, but I still like to have seen it in the cinema. So going forward, I made a few changes and realized, okay, this year is going to be different, and I'm going to tell you now exactly what I'm going to be covering and what's there for you all look forward to. My god, I did that in one take, and you can tell. But what I was charismatically trying to tell you just then at the end was I'm going to go through now exactly what you've got to look forward to with my channel going forward. But before I do, I want to say a massive thank you to every single person who supported me on YouTube, Instagram, on all social media platforms, but especially YouTube, because you guys have made it a year I never expected. I thought to myself, I'm going to go in, little war zone, like in the trenches, I'll create my content, and it was nothing like that. I've had nothing but support, shout outs from so many channels. I've met some amazing people, from my guys at the Cinema Squad, my bros from other Mo's, as well as everyone else. And there's so many people I could mention, but I don't want to leave anyone out. So you know you are. Thanks so much for your support. I love your stuff. I'm so glad you get some laughs out of mine. When I know that I've made you laugh, when you've put in the comments that you've got a smile for my content, it makes my day, because that's kind of all I wanted to do, is just put my mind on a small screen, and if I can make you laugh, great. And for those who subscribe to me that don't have a YouTube channel, thanks. Obviously, like crazy people. But without further ado, what have we got to look forward to? So first of all, Shudder reviews are going nowhere, because as you guys know, I have a sick twisted relationship with Shudder where I enjoy Shudders, but they don't enjoy me. I watch them, so you guys don't have to. Thank you, Paul Tams, for that little slogan. But Shudder films, like I said, for every 100 I watch, 3 are good. And I'm talking like 3.5 out of 5, which is like winning the lottery for a Shudder film. So Shudder film reviews will always be coming, depending on if they're dropping a film, because I have screeners from Shudder, so thank you Shudder for those in advance. but if a Shudder film comes out, I'll always review it, so look forward to those. But a new segment to my channel is the weekly roundup, which was inspired by Lisa Loves, a fantastic channel and a good friend of mine. I love the fact that I was watching all these films and I was like, oh, I've got no time to do reviews or talk about them, how am I going to do this? And I saw how she was doing it, that on a weekly basis she would do a 20-25 minute video on TV shows and movies she's watched in a really cool, concise and really like just engaging way, and I thought I want to do something like that. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. Each week I'm going to talk about the films I've watched, so if they're Shudder films I'll of course mention it, but there'll be a review for those anyway. But mainly TV shows because I love my anime. There's a few TV series on Amazon Prime and Netflix coming up, or that I'm currently watching now, like I just finished Witcher 2, which I'll be speaking about next week. And yeah, films, like general films. Like there's so many films, like October was crazy. You had all these films, I think, were James Bond, Halloween Kills, and all these other films coming out. And it's like, yeah, I'm limited on time. I can't talk all about these. So to have a little segment on my channel where I can briefly talk about what I liked and didn't like. When I say briefly, I mean maybe a minute or two, because if you watch my channel, I can make a sentence that could be like summed up in 5 words, last like 10 years. So yeah. Looking forward to this, and I hope you are too. Now I aim to release 3 videos a week. There'll always be a weekly roundup, always be a Shudder review depending if a Shudder film comes out that week. But the third video, I'm going to leave it a chance, see how I'm feeling, because it depends what comes out that week and it depends how much time I have and how I'm feeling. So the third one I might release one week is Back to the 80s, which will hopefully be done once a month. Now Back to the 80s is where I watch a 80s horror film I've never seen before and I review it in a sort of dissective but fun way. Sleepaway Camp was and The Burning, 2 really enjoyable films. Now with 80s films, logic goes out the window. I'm not reviewing them like, oh that was terrible acting. Look, it's an 80s film, but I'm just having fun with them, so I'm not dissecting them or taking them too seriously, and just pointing out funny things I noticed with them and things I liked, and not so much of the bad. But I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to start that again potentially the end of this month with Night of the Creeps, because VT Video, is it Video Taste? I've forgotten your channel name, I'm so sorry. Video Tasties, is it Video Tasties? I'm going to pause it there for a second. Yes, Video Tasties, sorry Graham, from Video Tasties, great channel, check him out. But he nominated for me to watch Night of the Creeps, which I hadn't done, and I think this was like 10 years ago when he asked me to review. That's going to happen this month or early February, but it's definitely going to happen. And then there's my Raiders of the Lost Haul videos. Essentially that's when I go out to GeekyHiJynx or go online, order something from Second Sight, order maybe 5 to 7 films at a time, because you know, YouTube doesn't pay me yet. But essentially I go through my films. It's a quick little video, but it's a fun one to find out what kind of films I enjoy enough that I'll go out and buy. And then the 3 new ones to my channel, which I'm really looking forward to. Now the first one's kind of basic, it's just called GeekyHiJynx Cinema Night. Imaginative. But essentially that's me talking about films that come out at the cinema. So for example, Scream 5, Doctor Strange, basically the big blockbusters that come out of the cinema. Not necessarily big blockbusters, because there are films like Pig, which I really enjoyed, but films that aren't Shudders, that's going to be on GeekyHiJynx Cinema Night, where I talk about them. Not like as in depth as a Shudder film, because Shudder films just give me material to do skits with PG and everyone. So the cinema nights, they're going to be more casual, more laid back, with a green screen background. But yeah, so that's what's going to be happening there. But the 2 I'm really looking forward to this year are my Hidden Gems and Anime Mondays. Ta-da! So essentially Anime Mondays is where I speak about an animated movie or TV show that I'm really enjoying at the moment. Episode 1's going to be coming out in a couple of weeks. It's where I watched Spirited Away for the first time. Now, I know you're thinking, you're doing a segment on Anime Mondays, on animes, and you haven't even watched Spirited Away? What's wrong with you, man? I'm not a connoisseur. I haven't watched anything. That's what this channel is about. That's what this segment's about. It's about experiencing new things I've never watched before, so I can give you my opinion. I'm really looking forward to Spirited Away, because Sean from Lost in the Realm has said nothing but good things about this, as well as other people too. So I'm really looking forward to watching this. Then you've got TV shows like Jujutsu Kaisen, My Hero Academia, Mob Psycho, which I can't wait for season 3. I love that show. We got, is it Hero of the Shield or the Shield Hero? It's another great one. And Hunter x Hunter. I watched maybe 5 episodes. I loved it. Never got into it. So that's what that segment's about. If you're not into anime, that's absolutely fine. But it's just me to talk about it, because I enjoy it. And hidden gems is essentially what it says on the tin. Essentially, a hidden gem is a film or TV show that I love that hasn't got enough props, hasn't got enough attention. And my first episode of that is going to be about Hannibal, the TV show starring GeekyHiJynx and Matt Mickelson, which I like so much. Can't wait to talk about that. But then it'll be films like Haunt or Oculus. So films that they should get way more attention than half the crap people watch. But in my opinion, of course, because if you enjoy that crap, good times, I probably do too. But hidden gems is essentially that. We're talking about a film or TV show that I'm passionate about, that I want to tell you all about. Now, when those segments come out, I don't know. Like I said, it depends. If an anime comes out, then I'll drop it Anime Mondays. If I've got watched a TV show or a film, or depending on what time of year it is, I'll do a hidden gem. Or if I've just bought a load of DVDs, a Raiders of the Lost Tool. So you can get my drift one coming from over there. And interwoven throughout all of them will be trailer reactions, because not every trailer, I'm not going to watch like the trailer for, say, I don't know, Aunt Lucy's shopping spree. I don't know, Paddington, Universal. I could have done that part again, but I thought, screw it, I'm going to leave it in. But what I'm trying to say is, I'm not going to review or react to every trailer because I'm not going to watch most of those films. But the films that I want to desperately watch, so Doctor Strange, the next Halloween trailer, even though they give quite a lot away. But generally I'm going to do trailer reactions. If a trailer drops, there might be 4 videos that week. If it doesn't drop, there'll be 2 to 3. So trailer reactions will still be on my roster. So yeah, and with trailer reactions, I need to mention that I suck at predicting films with trailer reactions. I get so excited, and then the film's never good. So Matrix came out, not so good. And then Resident Evil trailer, I was like, yay, and that was not good. So watch me disastrously gauge how good films are going to be with my trailer reactions. And that's what's to look forward to this year, guys. Now, if you want to find out what kind of content is dropping or when, follow me on Instagram, because a lot of the movies I'm watching and talking about in Instagram story, so you can get a general gist of when I'm going to be talking about them and what kind of film I'm going to be reviewing. Also, I have a letterbox, which I did have last year, but was kind of rubbish with it. So I'm going to watch the films, talk about them on Instagram story, and then straight after do my review. Just quick bullet points, nothing too like in detail, and then drop down Instagram too, so you can see what I thought about that film, and then I'll talk about it more in depth in the weekly roundup. So it all ties together pretty wonderfully. But thanks again for all your support. I really appreciate it. I love all your content, and if you don't have a YouTube channel, I appreciate all your support. So thank you as always. But until next time, stay out of trouble.